Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. It is another miserable, dull day. No sunshine at all today. And you know, it's quite cool as well. I've actually been in two minds whether to put my heating on. I've been quite cold, but that reason could be because of this cardigan I'm wearing as well. This is one of my ones that I bought. I have one or two that I have in when it's supposed to be really warm, whether you don't want to like the ones where you knit, the double knitting ones are a bit too thick and too warm, and I don't think it's warm enough for I'm not even sure what the temperature. I think the temperature where I am is only about 13 or 14 degrees today, so that's quite cool. But anyway, I am nearly finished the second sleeve on this cardigan for the second time, after the mistake I made doing the wrong size. So it'll only take me a little while longer to finish this, and I'll be able to put the neck and the bands, and then I just have the two little hats, the three little hats. I have two hats in this colour to do, and one in pink. But if it's later on tonight, I think I'll be doing the pink one tonight and keep the blue ones for during the day. And the better light, daylight's much better for knitting dark colours like this. But anyway, I'll put that down and I'll show you what I've been doing with the one I've been doing with the tutorial. I've got a little bit further with that. I've actually got all the pieces together now. I've got you can't spread it out properly on the needle because I've got all the pieces done together now. Not look sort of right because you can't spread the stitches out too much on the back there. That's the stitches for that's the back of the neck part, and then all I have to do is work so many rows. I think when I finished off, I count from here, I'll be doing 21 rows, and then I'll be casting the stitches off for the armholes and leaving just the stitches. I think it's 47 stitches for the back to finish off, and that's all it'll be to it. Just put the neck on afterwards and then sew up the side and the sleeve seam, and that'll be it for that. And like I've done the bit of the tutorial for it today, what I've got up to, and I will put some little flowers, embroider some little flowers like I did on the lemon one on this one. But if it's for a little boy, you'll just leave it, if you're doing it for a little boy, just leave it plain, whatever colour I don't know what else you can put on for a little boy. There's nothing you can embroider, I think, for a little boy, but that's what I do. But I would probably do a separate little video to show how to put the flowers, how to embroider the flowers instead of putting it all into one thing. So there's not much more left to do to this tutorial before I'll be able to do it. And I've been working out there's actually 3 sizes. I've been working out the sizes for I've made this as a 16-inch, and then I'll work out the 18-inch and the 20-inch, and I'll probably be able to put that onto a PDF. And even though this was someone else's pattern, I have made a lot of changes to it, and I'm not going to call it my own pattern because it's not all mine, and there probably is still some copyright to it. But I don't know, there doesn't seem to be any name on the actual pattern who it was made by, so I don't know whether it's been somebody like myself that's made this pattern or what. But I am still going to do a PDF for it, and then I would probably make the paper pattern to sell when I sort it out. So that's that one nearly finished, and I took the little lemon one down and gave it to the Maria, the girl in our bingo place who's pregnant, and having a drink of my tea before it gets cold too. And she had one or two other things actually. The two ladies who sit on the table next to us, Molly and Anne, they had brought she had brought a crocheted blanket and a little cardigan for her. So she got one or two things yesterday, Maria, for a baby. I think it's due in October, I think they were saying. I'm not quite sure, I don't remember really. Like. But anyway, I was at my bingo last night and we never won anything. And it's the last Thursday for a couple of weeks. My friend's going on holiday. She'll be away next Thursday and the Thursday after, so I'll be going, but I'll just be sitting with the other two ladies, Molly and Anne. But I was talking to the other two ladies. I've only met them since we've been going to the bingo. And which is, I think it's not quite a year yet, because I'm sure it was around about April or something like that. Anyway, I've only known them since we've been going to the bingo, and we've always sat next to each other and the next tables next to each other. And I was having a bit chat with them yesterday, and I discovered that Molly and Anne are both sisters, and we didn't realise that. And I was asking them, the ages and that, and Anne said she was 82. And then she told me her sister Molly was 90. They just do not look that age. Well, that was a bit of a revelation, actually. So then I was having a bit chat with my friend, and I was told her what happened yesterday with me in the chair, and when I was doing the tutorial, and she says to me, and she says, "You were okay, you never hurt yourself?" I says, "No, never hurt myself actually." She says, "I hardly felt it actually." And she says to me, "You've got the look of the devil." She says, "I just was standing on a chair one time, I was doing something getting something off the top of one of my cupboards, and the leg mustn't have been steady, and it toppled and I fell off the chair." And she says, "I broke my arm." And she says, "You want to try hanging washing out with one arm?" And I was laughing, and she says, "You no need to laugh," she says. And then I says, when she says to me, "You've got the look of the devil," I says, "No," I says, "I've got meat on my bones, that's why I wasn't hurt so much." My friend is like that, there's not a picking on her. I wish I knew what her secret was, I can tell you that. I think probably a lot of it is to do with, I have a car and I drive most places. If it's a little bit further than walking distance, I drive it. But my friend doesn't drive. They have a car, her and her husband have a car, but it's a van actually they've got. He uses it for his job. But she walks everywhere she goes, and I think that's probably the difference between me and her. But then she was telling me something, she was telling me a little story, which had me in tears. She says, a few days ago, she says, she got this television off some friend of hers who they had bought a new television and asked her if she wanted her old one. And she said to me, "You want to see it, Sheila?" She said, "It's 70-inch. And I says, "What on earth do you want a 70-inch television for?" I says, "The one you had was big enough. I think the one you had was about 50-inch, something like that." I says, "It must be like sitting in the flicks." For anyone who doesn't know what the flicks is, it's just another name for a cinema. A slang name for cinema. And she was laughing. She says, "Well, it's great." She says, "It's great quality. It's a smart TV as well." And she says, "It's good." But she says, "Only had one trouble with it." I says, "What's that?" She says, "Well, there's a big red button on it, on the remote control for to switch it on. But I can't find out how to switch it off." Or she says, "I couldn't find out how to switch it off." I says, "What do you mean, how to switch it off?" "Well, I would imagine you just press that red button." She says, "Well, that's what we did." And she says, it wouldn't go off. We got no manual with it, and she says it come to 10:30. She says when we were wanting to go to bed, she says, well, I went to switch the television off. We pressed the button and nothing happened. And pressed the button again and nothing happened. And pressed the button again, nothing happened. She says, and it was that big and that wide. She says we had plugged it into the point behind, and we couldn't get round the back of the telly to pull the plug out. So she says, I'll ring our Mike, that's our son. He lives about 2 minutes away, a couple of streets away from where she lives. So she says, I'll ask him if he's still up, if he can come round and see if he can work out how to switch the television off. I was telling you, like, I couldn't stop laughing at the time. Like, I knew exactly how to switch it off, but I wasn't telling her that. I was letting her go on telling me. And she said, well, when she rang Mike, she says he was still up, so he come round and he says, he's coming in the door and he said, I can't believe you've brought me down here for to switch your television off. And she says he had a look and he was pressing the button on the thing and nothing was happening, it was staying on. And she says he managed to get behind, he moved the television, he managed to get behind. He said, just pull the plug out for you, but leave it out a little bit for when you get up in the morning so you can plug it back in again. So she says he went home anyway and they went to bed. And she says, well, I got up this morning, and she says, and I thought I'll put the television on. So she switched it on from the wall and pressed the red button on the remote, and the television come on. And anyway, she says, Bob, that's my husband, he was getting ready for work, and he came down. He says, how do you get the television on? She says, well, you know how Mike left it, so I could just switch it on from the wall in there. So she says, I'd done it, and he's saying, well, how are we going to switch it off then when if we want to go out somewhere, we're going to have to leave the television on all the time, or keep switching it off on the wall because there's nothing on the remote to switch it off. And she says, well, that's just what we'll have to do. So she says he picked the remote up and he was messing on with it and he's pressing it and nothing happened and it still never went off, and he pressed it again. He got himself annoyed, and she says he pressed the button and he kept it down and the television went off. And I was laughing. She says to me, you knew, didn't you? I says, yes. I says, my television's like that. I says, you've got to keep, I says, it's the same button to press it on and off, but I says, for to turn it off, I says, you've got to keep the button pressed down. I don't know what her television, that television must have been different to that, like, but you know, I was nearly in tears. And Molly on the other table was listening to what she was saying, and she was killing herself laughing as well. You know, I had a really good laugh like about that. Of course, I got it wrong for laughing at her. But you know, that was the same sort of thing when I bought a new tablet. My old tablet was the same sort of thing. You press the button to switch it on, and you press the button to switch it off. But you kept that button down a little bit longer when you switched it off. But my new tablet, when I got it, it took me ages to work out how to switch it off. There was nothing in the instructions to tell you. You had to press I was pressing the single button that you press to turn it on, and then I was pressing the button and holding it down, and it just wouldn't go off either. It took me ages to work out that I had to press the you know, you have the sound going up or down, the sound button. You had to press the down button on the sound as well as the on button to get it to switch off. So that was the same sort of thing with me, but I worked that out for myself, you know. Her husband worked it out in a bad temper because he couldn't get the thing to go off. But anyway, like I said, we never won anything at the bingo last night. I think our luck's probably gone for a couple of weeks. But I'll see my friend when she comes back. She said she's coming back on holiday on the 3rd Thursday. She's not sure what time she'll be back, but she's sure she'll be back in time for the bingo. I said, well, when you get on the plane, tell them to make sure they get back here before the bingo starts at 8:15. So anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.